I'm going to start this video off by saying I agree with Jamar Chase. He says, we got to be one team. Stay together, stay as a unit. That's the only way we're going to win. And I agree with that, Chase. But what I disagree with is Cam Taylor-Britt here. So listen, I love Cam Taylor-Britt. And, you know, the man trash talks. He does. And it's definitely something that, you know, hey, listen, it is what it is at the end of the day. He did it. I think he needs to learn not to. And I don't think it's right that he does go ahead and trash talk, because all it does is give the other team all this, you know, momentum and bulletin board behavior. And honestly, let's just not trash talk until we win a Super Bowl, okay? Till we win a ring, let's just not trash talk. Doesn't mean we can't be happy about our team. Doesn't mean we can't support our team. Doesn't mean that Shannon Sharpe is right in any freaking way possible. But to the point of, let's just not trash talk until we win a Super Bowl. Let's be that team that people forget about, people don't think about, and think, oh yeah, the Bengals, haha, that's an easy win. And just let it be that, right? Nonetheless, I said in the video before, and I'll say it again, I don't think in any way that Cam Taylor-Britt's comments last week were malicious, okay? I think he was malicious when he talked about Xavier Worthy, but as I said in the video about a week ago, I don't think he was malicious when he said that the Commanders run a college-level offense. What he meant by that is that it's just a simplified offense for a young quarterback. Which, again, looking on paper, just don't say anything, okay? Because whatever you say, whether you mean it malicious or not, if you talk about another team, you're going to incite some type of bulletin board behavior. You're going to incite some type of anger, some type of, you know, thing. And it's going to come back to bite you in every way possible. But here's what I don't like. Is Zach Taylor talks about accountability. He preaches accountability. They asked Cam Taylor-Britt if he regretted what he said. And in all honesty, what he should have said is, I do regret it. I shouldn't have said anything. I shouldn't have given any type of firepower. I should have kept my mouth shut and played football. And that's what he should have said. Instead, he responds back with, I don't regret it. I didn't mean anything malicious out of the comment. It was made bigger than it was. Yes, I can eat my words, most definitely. We did take an L today. And my problem with that is you're not taking accountability for it. Even if you truly believe in your hearts of heart that what you said was not malicious, and I still will back Cam Taylor-Britt. I don't believe he meant malicious intent by it. But the problem is, it doesn't matter what you mean. When you say something or you do something, right? Everyone has their own interpretation of what you're saying and doing. And if they interpret it a different way, whether it hurts their feelings, angers them, you know, ticks them off, and when you're in a public figure and you're a player, NFL player, you can't do that. Because all you're doing is helping out the other team to get fired up and ready to go and to get ready to beat you, right? So, again, whether or not we mean it maliciously or, you know, it's taken... Again, this is... And it's... Sometimes things can be taken out of context. That's another thing. But this wasn't taken out of context. This was full on. He said they had a college-level offense. Just don't say it. Just don't do it. And when you do it, and you obviously are, you know, being called out for it now because you played bad. I mean, you played probably worse than a college-level defense. You probably played like a middle school defense or a rec defense. You got to take accountability. And that's part of, you know, being a Super Bowl team and going and having a chance to win a Super Bowl. If everyone stays accountable and everyone understands where they mess up and they work on it and they get better, that's how you go win a Super Bowl. We have to all be together on this. You know, you can't say stuff like this. You can't incite stuff like this for the other team when you're 0-2. And now we're 0-3 because all this stuff just comes back to bite you 1000%. And I do want to bring this up because I think it's very important. You know, obviously, Coach, Taylor does go ahead and talk about accountability. But at the end of the day, this is why, and I know not everyone loves Marvin Lewis, but this is why Marvin Lewis was so great. Let me play this clip right here.
This is a long-ass season. This is a grind. And you can't give up the ball. You can't miss tackles. You can't step out of bounds. You can't have penalties. You can't field punts on the 1-yard line. Some of you wonder why you don't play and start. Because you won't tackle on an interception. Because you don't know who to block. So you better make up your mind what you're going to do. It's your football team. Find a way to fix it. Reach down inside and be a fucking pro.
And when you look at, our locker room, I feel like after that Commandos loss, you could probably hear a pin drop. You could probably hear, a needle drop in the far ways away. And that's a problem. You need the coach to come in there and say, hey, this is unacceptable. We're not going to sit there and talk trash. We're not going to sit there and say comments, even if you don't mean them maliciously. Doesn't matter. And more importantly than anything, whether or not you meant maliciously, whether or not anything, you take accountability. To say, I don't regret my comments is just childish. That's a child, Cam Taylor Britt. You got to go out there and say, you know what? I shouldn't have said those comments. And I, regret those comments. Even if you don't mean them maliciously, it does not matter. They would take it maliciously. They would use as cannon fire to boost them up and get them ready for the game. And it cost us. Your comment hurt the team. I don't care if you think it's malicious or not. Your comments hurt the team. You take accountability. You say, I messed up. I shouldn't have said those things. I shouldn't have fired them up. I should instead went out there and played great football and did my best to help the team win. We can't. This is self-destruction. This is, implosion. This is destroying your own team from within. We can't do that. And as our boy Chase says, we got to be one team. Stay together. Stay as a unit. That's the only way we're going to win. 100%. And I think we got a slow start to the season because Chase did sit out because of the contract, which I give a lot of credit, and I think there should be a lot of credit to T. Higgins because T. Higgins, even though he's on the final year of his contract, he could have sat out and said, I'm not playing. He could have sat out and said, I'm not going to do this. Instead, he didn't. So I give him a lot of credit. Chase, I'm still not really happy with you over the offseason, but you know what? This is what we have to do now. We have to come together as a unit. We do have to take accountability like Coach Taylor says. And we have to get our butts in the gear. We play the Panthers this week. It's a very winnable game. And I know they're going to bring up the stat line. Andy Dalton is, 3-1 against us? This is not Andy Dalton with the Cowboys. This is not Andy Dalton with a good team around him. The Panthers, their best receiver, Adam Thielen, is hurt. Okay? They're coming off a win, so they're going to be cocky. And let them be cocky. Don't take their cockiness and give them any type of cannon fire here and give them anything to work with. If they want to be cocky, let them be cocky. And once we win the game, don't be cocky when we win the game. Say, we did what we needed to do. We're on to Baltimore. And we're on to Baltimore. We're on to the Ravens. Let's just move forward there. All right? It's Houday, boys. We are still in this. I don't care what they say. They can count us out. Let them count us out. But we can't do this to ourselves. And that's what's happening. The football is hard enough to win against everybody else. But when you start going inside and eating each other apart here, you lose every single battle. So we're going to go out there. We're going to play great football. We're going to kick some butt. And we're going to go win a Super Bowl. So no matter what they say, let them talk. We're not going to respond. We're going to ghost the NFL. We're going to ghost these other teams. We're going to ghost everybody. And when we're holding up the Lombardi, we're going to be a ghost too. Who they?